need to get my walk in, work on my health this year. That would lose like 60 pounds, get back to looking healthy. Today we're going to talk about the Canon C50 and why I think it's pretty much the only camera you should buy now if you are shooting video for Canon and you are spending between $2,500 to $5,000 on a camera. Just save up a little money and buy the Canon C50. A couple quick things that set the Canon C50 apart from the rest of the cameras in the lineup. The R series cameras don't have all intro and all their flavors, or raw. C50 does. The open gate, straight up. Being able to do open gate with a dual marker, I think that's phenomenal. The other part too of that open gate is an all intro, 422, or you can get a raw, which essentially means your post-production is great. Or if you're passing it off to a post-production team, guess what? It's great. They love that stuff. Another piece I think is going to set the Canon apart in its own lineup is the fact that it's got a better battery, better autofocus system, more integration into the video realm. And since a lot of the creators and videographers are not using off-camera flash, it takes a pretty decent picture, which means for social media or for what we now do for work. Since what we do for work now, because a lot of us did broadcast work, or we did like films and short stuff. We're doing this stuff on live streams and stuff, and we're getting 4K. We're going across platforms. And having a better camera that can work on all the platforms with the color right with it, C50 does it. And then if you need to get into a commercial projects, you've got the raw. And to give you an example, when you're looking at the R5 II, the R5C, you're within like $1,000 to $1,500 of this C50. That's huge. And the reason why that's so huge is because the C50 is a pretty amazing camera that 5 years ago would have been $10,000. Welcome to this live stream. Hi, how you doing? And it now is sub 5,000, comes with an audio handle, can be used on higher productions, and can be used on a daily production. Now this is the other big thing about this camera. The R5 and the R5C will overheat, both. Hey, how you doing, Stacy? The R5C will overheat. In about 80 or 90 degree weather for long-term usage, it just does. Where the Canon C50, the way it was designed, will not overheat, which means you can use it for all-day production. The ports are better. The screen on it is actually better than the 5RC, which is highly beneficial. You kind of need that. And then the autofocus is the most updated. It has the more professional tools built into it. Plus, if you get a phone call, which I've got a couple of these, can you stream something from? Which is now becoming more common. I can come to an event, you're doing video, want me to take the stream, I can now charge if I'm just there for video and the recap video. If I've got a C50 with me, or with my Sonys, I can do it with them all the time, but with the C50, we can say, let's get a quick recap done at the beginning and end, and I can start a live stream for the long event. So we're going to have like a 10-minute pause in between of my functioning as I get the setup for live stream and connect right into the audio board and just do a live stream. So this is, yeah, here you go. That's a fire camera. This is where this camera comes in. And it can be done both SRT, RTMP from any source you want. So that could be like, for example, a Zoom. It could be going into Instagram. It could be going into TikTok. It could be going into YouTube. Pretty much anywhere you want to go to cast. They all give you a stream key. And being able to do that directly on your camera, hook it into the Wi-Fi system where you're at, and stream while you're recording that event. So when you're doing your speeches and stuff, that little transition and going into speech and doing that, as long as you don't need any lower thirds or anything, you just added another $500 to $1,000 to your day in videography. That's just easy money. Now, for the teams out there that are going to hate me when I say this, that's right, all my live streaming teams are putting all this extra stuff together for a single camera lookup. They're going to charge $2 or $3 grand for that. You're going to find out by the end of 27, there's going to be a lot of us who are charging an extra grand onto our regular show. But we're going to stop and get the long form video of them anyway. We're going to stream that for them. We're going to make a little money doing it. It's crazy, the changes that are happening. Walking and talking, that's what it says right on the stream. I'm just talking about a camera I enjoy. How you doing? Really, I'm getting in about an hour walk, so it's healthy for anybody. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, the one thing that's hard to do is get a nice walk into the weather area. And I don't want to watch YouTube all day long because, you know, on a walk, these are things I've been thinking about, so I figured I'd just talk about it. I do this as a profession. I'm doing good, by the way. Just trying to stay healthy. Wish we had more sun in the Pacific Northwest. That being said, let's get back to the C50. You have the ability to hook this up with the audio channels coming off of a mixer on a smaller event and give a smaller event a larger footprint. Building the option of building up your team's ability to work with them 2 or 3 years down the road. Because there's a lot of clients right now who would love to live stream, but they only have an extra $500 to $1,500 bucks, and that's what this camera gives you the capability of doing. But they also want their event captured in the highest quality possible. And being able to do all of that from a single camera, from my experience of having Sony, you too, have a good day. From having Sony having that capability, Canon now having it with the C50, that's pretty badass. I think that's pretty cool. Now, for those who are wondering what I'm doing what you call a walk and talk. It's called basically, I want to go walk for about half hour to an hour. I'm probably going to live stream for about 15 minutes to 20 minutes of it. And then I'm going to absorb some social media and listen to stuff like everybody else does in a walk. But I just wanted to get on the stream and say hi. Talk about a camera I think is going to be really cool for this year for the Canon lovers out there. Because I'm not a Canon lover. I hate Canon cameras, to be perfectly frank with you. Never really liked them. This is the first one of their sub $10,000 cameras that I went, oh, they're not ripping off Canon users. This is a really good camera. It has open gate. It has all intro. It has all the sound options I look for. And it's overall just a solid camera at a really reasonable price. Like, I'm even looking at it going, I might add that in. Most likely I'll go Blackmagic or I'll go another Sony, but it's one of those things that's like, this is a pretty amazing camera from Canon. And for those who are into the R series cameras, this C50 is going to draw you over, especially doing a lot of video. I'm really recommending to people who have 5Rs, 5RCs. If you're not doing flash photography at all, trade up. Or if you get a nice couple of gigs, just buy one of these and make your 5RC your C-cam or your B-cam. Until the point where you can buy another one of these and trade in your 5RC. Because there's no reason if you're doing video with Canon that you shouldn't have this camera. For its price, as you move up, if you're thinking about getting your 5R Mark II, or if you're thinking about getting like a 5RC, just save the money up and get this. Because most of you aren't doing flash photography. And I've done flash photography. Those are rare shoots. This is better for you overall. You still get your thumbnails, you still get your product shots, you'll still get those, and since you already got continuous lighting, you learn to shoot with continuous lighting for your product shots, and I'm telling you, this is a camera to get if you're a Canon user. They did a great job for once. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to wrap this up in just a second, so on my last 3 or 4 minutes of the stream because it'll leave it open for questions. If you're a Canon user, buy this camera. If you're doing videography, you're doing wedding videos, doing all that, there's no point in getting a 5R or a 5RC or 5R Mark II or even the Canon R6 II camera, R6 III camera, if you're not doing off-camera flash photography. If you're not doing that and you're just doing mainly video, buy this camera, save up the money, save up another $1,000 to get this one, and just go on with your life, and you'll be so much happier. So, floor is open for questions. Ask them, I'll answer them. Preface, my experience is I've been doing videography for a long time. So, any questions? Ask them. Looks like no questions. Thank you for those who watched. Appreciate you. Live stream is over.